Hey, what's happening, guys? Today we're going to go on to section C of the multimeter build, and today's video is sponsored by FIPO, who make these lovely smartwatches that will even take an EKG. Get it right, huh? All kinds of stuff. We'll talk more about it later. But first, let's get into this. This is section C. This is going to be our AC voltage and current section. Not a lot to add here. A few resistors, capacitors, a couple diodes, an LM324 op amp. That's about it. All right, let me get set up. Okay, let's get started. R37, that is a brown, gray, violet, brown, brown. The 3 kilo ohm, 1% quarter watt resistor. And we'll be doing the vertical trick they do here. So I just want to straighten the legs out, bend one over the top like that, grab my clippers, a little something like that, and R37 will fit in there quite easily. Just like that. Okay, next are D4 and D5, which are 1N4148 rectifying diodes. And they are also going to be mounted vertically. With the cathode, that would be the end with the black stripe facing up off the board. So, a little something like that. All right, so D4. Where is D4? These look like they're done in some sort of a rectification pattern, so I want to make absolutely sure I get this right. So D4. Okay, I see it now. All right, so D4, the actual diode goes into the hole with the name, like this. I know it's hard to see with my big hands in the way. I'll be able to show you here better in just a second. There's D4. And then for D5, same type of diode, but we want to do the opposite. Still, we want to make sure the cathode is up, away from the board. And we install this one opposite of the other one. Like that. Let me get in here and give you a better view so you can see. Okay, there's the section that we're looking at. I want to make sure you can understand how those are put in there. Okay? Well, now we've come to the first mistake of Elenco, not mine. I've made plenty of them at this point. Right here you see C8 and C10 should be a 4.7 microfarad and a 33 microfarad. No, never mind. I think I screwed up. They still messed up. So it should be a 4.7 electrolytic, a 0.33 mylar. And what they've given us are two 4.7s, and a 10, and no Mylar caps. Luckily, I should have what we need. Let me go look. There we go. 334 or a 0.33. And that one goes there. Come on now. There we go. And the other one is C8, which is the 4.7 microfarad. And it goes in this hole here. A little bit of the old blue tack. Flip it over. And we're ready. Get these soldered in. Whoops, sorry. Always bumping the doggone camera. That's one of the dangers of shooting close up like this. But hopefully it gives you a better view of what's going on. Alright, we just about got this little section done here. So I'm going to go ahead and solder on those components we put in. I thought you guys would love this multimeter giveaway, but it doesn't seem to be generating much interest. If you don't know, when this multimeter is finished, I'm going to give it away to one of you anywhere in the world. Make sure you're a subscriber. Send me an email at arduino0169@gmail.com telling me you want the multimeter. At the end of June, we'll have a drawing. Now, here's the thing. This multimeter was a gift to me by a good friend, Uncle Rob. And I would hate to disappoint Uncle Rob by only having like a couple of you guys sign up for this. And really, that's all we've had so far is like 4 people interested in this multimeter. So if we don't get at least 50, I'm just going to keep it because it's too cool. So like I said, we got till the end of June. We got a whole month. I will probably have this kit completed in a couple days. I mean, there's only a couple more sections left. I may move on to something else for the rest of this week and come back to this next week just to keep it interesting. You know, I don't want to bore you guys by doing the same thing every day, all day. That's one of the hardest things about having a channel that goes on for so long. You know, we've been doing this since 2016. And just to come up with something to share with you guys every day is a little bit hard. Okay, I think we have completed everything on this page. Let's zoom out. There we go. All right, what we got going on this page? We're going to put in an IC, some more capacitors, variable resistor. Okay. So where is that IC at? Looks like it's on the front side. There it is, IC2 right there. So here is our socket. We're going to put the notch in the socket in the same direction as the notch on the board. And we'll stick it down. There we go. We stuck it down with some blue tack. Now we can solder her in. So this Saturday, June 12th, which would have been my great uncle and godfather's 90th birthday, is actually Blake's high school graduation party, if you can believe that craziness. And then it will be the full court press to get him ready to leave for the University of Pittsburgh in August. He just started his summer job, second year. He'll be working at the Toronto Municipal Swimming Pool, which was funny because it's the same job I had. But when I was his age and graduated from high school, I worked for the state on the road crew picking up dead animals. But my sophomore and junior summers, I worked at the pool, same thing. It's a great opportunity to just talk to people and, you know, develop some social skills and whatnot. Here's some data on the watch. The product is the W20. The master chip is the Nordic 52832. There's your blood oxygen sensor, temperature sensor, ECG chip, which is TI chip 129. I've been using the EKG function along on my phone. It's kind of interesting. PPG chip, TI AFE 4404. It's the same as this chip too. Vibration, loudspeaker, mute, waterproof level, IP68, Android 4.4, iOS 802 and above. And there you can see the special features. Independent accurate oxygen, that's blood oxygen level. Temperature, electrocardiogram, respiration rate, blood pressure, heart rate, blood oxygen. AI medical diagnosis, I wouldn't put too much stock into that. But let me tell you what. I have an appointment with my cardiologist next week. I'm going to show him this watch, and I bet you he'll like it. I'll report back and let you know. I will put a link to this down below. And if you guys are interested, you can check it out. There's some information on it. And yeah, pretty cool. All right, now we're up to R39, which is an orange, black, brown. Ready? 6.8K. And this is definitely a different brand of resistor than the other ones. This one just feels kind of chintzy. I don't know, man. Guess you got to use what you got, right? Now we have R34. And that'll be the last of our resistors for this section. We're almost complete. Come on, get in there. My giant sausage fingers do not make this any easier. Alright, 11. This is the 10 microfarad. And we'll put our blue tack on there and flip her over and solder it all up. I don't know about you guys, but for me, soldering is cathartic. You know, it's just worries of the day go away when you're doing this because it requires all your concentration. The only other thing that's I've ever found this relaxing is flying, and I haven't done that in a very long time. Got my license in 2004, made it all the way up to private pilot, multi-engine land instrument airplane. Then the heart trouble started. Then came a bunch of medications, and if you're not in the aviation community, you probably don't know this, but pilots, in addition to having a license, are required to have a valid medical certificate. Recreational pilots, what are known as private pilots, depending on age, have to have one every 2 or 3 years. Commercial pilots have it a couple times a year. And the top tier, which is called the airline transport pilot, those are the people flying your airliners. They have it done like 3 times a year. We don't want anybody dropping dead or a heart attack while they're flying you around. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. Bad for business. Anyway, where I was getting at is the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, whose motto should be, "We're not happy until you're not happy," is a list of like 500 different prohibited medications. If you take any of these medications, then you can't have a medical certificate because you're not medically fit to be pilot in command. A lot of those are heart medications. And it's not so much the medications that are disqualifying you, it is more along the lines of what the medications are treating. Okay, boys and girls, in the final configuration of today's video, we put the IC in there. Let's straighten the legs with this beautiful handmade IC leg straightener. You put it in there, you put the centerpiece in, and give it a little squish. There's the maker's mark. This was produced in Canada by hand, and I'm very thankful for it. Our IC is in. Everything is in. Is everybody happy? All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will be back next time with Sector D, resistance, and buzzer circuit. That's it. I'm out. Peace.